Yes, very good morning, dear students. So far, we have discussed a few concepts in this foundation. The chapter is a light chapter. In this video also, I discussed with you some of the concepts related to the spherical mirrors. Right? All curved reflecting surfaces are called spherical mirrors. Generally, spherical mirrors are classified into two types. So one is concave mirror and another one is convex mirror. So first, to represent any spherical mirror, first we can take a hollow. So it is a hollow sphere distance. So for example, if I draw a line, center of this hollow sphere. For example, half of part I will cut. And I will make these two half parts individually. Right? Then one is like this, and another one is like this, right? So this is a concave mirror. If you choose outside surface is a silver coating surface, some of the coated surface, and this is a convex mirror. If you choose inward surface is a silver coated surface, right? So this is a concave mirror, and this is a convex mirror. This is a convex mirror. So that we know very well. But how I represent it, again I will show it with you. So now I want to represent with you. So I want to show with you what is that terminology is related to spherical mirrors. So what are the terminologies? First one is pole. A pole means, for example, I am taking for all terminals I am taking concave mirror. So it is a midpoint of the spherical mirror is called pole. The midpoint of the spherical mirror is called pole of the spherical mirror. Understand? Again I will repeat. Next one is a center of curvature. Next one is what? Center of curvature. It is the center of the hollow sphere from which a mirror is cutting. So for example, I am taking hollow sphere. So for example, I am taking a center like this. So just you can cut this one, then it becomes the center of the spherical mirror. Right? It is actually center of the hollow sphere from which a mirror is cutting. Just wait 1 second. Yes. And the next one is I am taking focus of the spherical mirror. Focus means, for example, I am taking this is a concave mirror. So it is a concave mirror. Here already we discussed this is a pole and this is the center. So focus of the spherical mirror means the midpoint between pole of the spherical mirror and center of the curvature is called focus. The midpoint of the pole of the spherical mirror and center of curvature is called focus. Focus of the spherical mirror. And next one is a focal length. Next one is what? Focal length. So focal length is nothing but the distance between pole of the spherical mirror to focus. We call it is a focal length. The distance between pole to focus. The distance between pole to focus of the spherical mirror is called focal length. Next one is a radius of curvature. Next one is what? Radius of curvature. So the distance between pole of the spherical mirror to center of the spherical mirror is called radius of curvature. So just you can note one thing. Always, for example, I am telling here focal length, I am telling here radius of curvature. So always we can tell here the distance between pole to focus. We are not telling the distance between focus to pole. So further only, you remember or not, from sign convention, we can take all distances are measured from the pole of the spherical mirror only. Here also we can define distance between pole to focus, distance between pole to center of curvature. We can call focal length and radius of curvature respectively. So, so why we are choosing in sign convention also? For that one we can choose distances are measured from the pole, right? So this is about aperture means. Aperture means the diameter of the spherical mirror is called aperture. Aperture means linear aperture. We call it is a aperture. Linear aperture. So the diameter of the spherical mirror is called linear aperture. Right? Yes. Next I am going to discuss with you rules for image formation of a concave mirror. Rules for image formation of a concave mirror. There are 4 different rules are there. Just you can remember. Just I will not rules. Rules for image formation for a concave mirror. For a concave mirror. Rules for image formation for a concave mirror. So first rule is, first I am taking concave mirror. Even it is a foundation, but the basic concepts are required. Already these concepts are I discussed in CBSE itself, but again it will be helpful for you for revision of CBSE. Even PT2 syllabus is there in light chapter also, right? So it is a pole and it is a focus and it is a center of curvature, right? The first rule for image formation for a concave mirror means whenever incident light rays travel parallel to the principal axis. This is incident light ray. See, for example, I am taking a light ray. We know light ray travels along a straight line as long as in the same medium. Whenever if you take only one medium, the light ray in that path, the light ray is traveling along a straight line. So if you assume it is a light ray, but the symbol represents the direction of light. So here we have to understand the light ray is going this side. For example, I mentioned like this, the light ray is going this side. For example, I mentioned like this, the light ray is going this side. So this symbol denotes the direction of the light ray. The symbol denotes the direction of the light ray. So for that only here I mentioned. Now we have to understand this light ray is going this side. So whenever incident light rays are travel parallel to the principal axis. So before that we want to forget to discuss one terminology, that is the principal axis. For example, I am drawing principal axis here. So see, it is a principal axis. The line passing through center of curvature and pole of the spherical mirror is called principal axis, right? It is the same for convex mirror also. The line passing through center of curvature and pole of the spherical mirror is called principal axis of a spherical mirror. So now it is a principal axis. The straight line is the principal axis. So whenever incident light rays travel parallel to the principal axis, again you can remember, again this is a number of times we have discussed this light chapter, right? So again I will repeat. So when incident light rays travel parallel to the principal axis, after reflection, what happens whenever incident light rays incident and reflecting surface? For example, if you take a plane mirror, it is a polished surface, it is a reflecting surface, it is a polished surface. Whenever I incident a light ray, what happens? Compulsory it will be reflected. Why? Because it is a polished surface, it is a reflecting surface. So like that, it is a reflecting surface, that side is a polished surface. So whenever incident light rays incident on a spherical mirror parallel to the principal axis, after reflection it passing through focus. After reflection it passing through focus, and again we have to represent this as symbol. Alright? Yes. And the second one is when incident light ray is passing through, focus of the spherical mirror. When incident light ray is passing through focus of the spherical mirror, after reflection it passing through parallel to the principal axis. You have to represent this symbol. Here we have to understand incident light ray going this side. So after reflection it passing through parallel to the principal axis. That is a second rule for concave mirror for image formation. And the third rule you can take. So when incident light rays incident on center of curvature, it retraces its form. So it does not reflect it. Why? Because for this, see, for example, for any sphere, for any circle, the normal is always passing through center of curvature. If you take a circle, if you take a sphere, the normal is passing through center of curvature. But if you see here, the normal itself lies on center of curvature. So for that there is no reflection possible for in this case. Understand why it does not reflect? It means the normal itself lies on a center of curvature only. So then here there is no reflection. But if you see here, it is incident light ray, it is a normal. It is reflected light ray, it is a normal. Here it is incident light ray, it is a normal. Here reflected light ray, it is a normal. Then we know angle of incidence. What is the definition of angle of incidence? The angle made by the incident light ray with the normal is known as the angle of incidence. The angle made by the reflected light ray with the normal is called angle of reflection. So here also the angle made by the incident light ray with the normal is known as the angle of incidence. The angle made by the reflected light ray with the normal is called angle of reflection. Then what about here angle of incidence and angle of reflection? Here there is no angle of incidence and there is no angle of reflection. Why? Because incident light ray and reflected light ray all are lying normal itself. Then angle I equal to 0 and angle R equal to also 0 in case of center of curvature. And the fourth rule and last rule. So whenever incident light ray is incident obliquely on the pole of the spherical mirror, after reflection also it reflected from the pole of the spherical mirror only, right? So here what is the normal? This is the normal, right? Then it is angle of incidence, angle made with incident light with the normal, and it is angle of reflection, dear students. So this is a very, very important points to create an image. For example, if I kept the center of curvature, for example, if you take a concave mirror here, for example, if I kept a concave mirror here, it is a mirror, right? So it is a concave mirror. If I kept any object, in front of the mirror, compulsory image will be formed. If you take a plane mirror also. But here, if I kept at a center of curvature, where image will be formed? What are the nature of image? If I kept object at focus, what is the image formation? If I kept in between F and C, if I kept beyond C, if I kept at infinity distance. So what are the nature of the images? These will be very helpful. So using these rules only, we can create images at different positions of the object. Thank you, students.